These are really hard times, and as you may know, there are no face masks anywhere, so I was hoping to make a few that I could donate to the medical offices or hospitals. And while cotton isn't gonna take out everything down to the micron, I mean, it's still pretty effective to at least stop droplets from getting into your mouth. It's like 70% effective if you have some nice tight woven cotton or rayon. And I actually had some laying around at home, so I didn't have to go buy anything. And I decided to make a few masks. So I got a pattern online at freesewing.org/designs/foo. And the design is pretty good. It even has a measure at the bottom so that you can be sure that your printer didn't skew it in any way. And it takes 2 layers. So you're gonna have basically 4 pieces cut out in this shape. And I've modified it just a little bit because I saw some of the comments online under this, and it said that it wasn't really conforming to the face well, especially here by the nose area. So I have some pipe cleaners laying around from Halloween, and I'm gonna cut them in half, and I'm gonna use them to help it conform to the nose on the inside of the mask. So here we go. The first thing I'm gonna do is cut out the designs in the size that I need, and then I'm going to trace it on my material and cut out that trace. So I'm taking both types of material at once. I'm going to put them on top of each other because I have some pretty sharp scissors I can cut with. And you can see I had the materials folded in half, so I also need to cut at that bend. And now I have enough for my entire mask. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the right side and put it together for one of the layers, and I'm going to sew together the curved seam that's going to go down the center of your face. You can do that on a serger or on a sewing machine. If you do it on the sewing machine, they recommend that you iron flat the seam. And so to avoid having to deal with that, I'm going to use my serger. You can see by the curve, now I've got the whole inside and outside of the curve of your face all set. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the second layer that I'm going to do in black. Now I'm going to serge together the 2 pieces. I'm going to do that along the top seam. So I want to make sure that I take the right sides together, and then I'll be able to flip it inside out afterwards. So now that I've put that together, I can flip it inside out and I can do the rest on my sewing machine. You can iron it to make sure the seams are well in place. Now I'm going to sew, having flipped the material inside out so that serged portion is on the inside. I'm going to sew a seam to close it up. So now that I have gotten the top sewn and I've got my wrong sides facing each other, I'm putting a half of my pipe cleaner that I've cut in half already up here by the nose section. And I'm gonna sew just a little seam, maybe about 1 inch wide, to keep it in place. And that way it can impact how this conforms to someone's nose. So you can see right here, I've sewn about 1 inch long seam, maybe it's 1.5 inches, just to keep that pipe cleaner in place so it doesn't slide down and it'll be able to conform to someone's nose up here. I wish I had some elastic, maybe 1/4 inch or something. That would have been great for this, but I'm just working with the stuff I have at my house. So I had this ribbon and I think I'm gonna try to make it work. I think I could tie it behind my ears, so I don't need too much of it. I'm thinking maybe 18 inches on each side will be enough to tie it behind anybody's ear, and that way it doesn't have to go all the way around the back and use more ribbon than I have. So I'm gonna go back to my serger for this part. I want to attach the ribbon on the ends like this, and then I will sew it again on my sewing machine. So I'm just gonna hold on with my fingers and adding 1 ribbon at each end. So you can see the ribbon is attached just like this. So as you can see, I've serged on all 4 pieces of ribbon on the corners, and I'm just gonna also serge the bottom closed now, and then I'm gonna tuck it under with the sewing machine. So as you can see, it ties behind the ears. I can control how it conforms to my nose with that pipe cleaner, and it's completely covering my mouth and my nose. It helps, and I hope everyone stays safe and stay inside so that we can minimize the impact on everybody in our families. Have a good one.